Welcome back to Boni's Life, your home for the most in-depth and unfiltered analysis of the crypto universe. As we close out 2025, we're taking a look back month by month at the moments that defined this incredible year in digital assets. Today, we're diving deep into the pivotal month of May 2025, a month that saw Bitcoin rewrite its own history and the altcoin market roar back to life. We'll dissect the technicals, unpack the fundamentals, and explore the global events that shaped the narrative. And, as always, we'll look at how our projections from May held up and what it would have meant for your portfolio. So, grab your notebooks because class is in session. May 2025 will be remembered as the month the bulls truly took charge. After a period of consolidation and what some were calling a cooling off period, the market found a new gear. Bitcoin, the undisputed king of crypto, didn't just knock on the door of a new all-time high. It kicked it down with authority. On May 25th, we witnessed a historic moment as Bitcoin surged to an incredible $111,784, a new peak that sent shockwaves through the financial world. This wasn't just a random spike. It was the culmination of a powerful trend that had been building for months. For the month of May, Bitcoin posted an impressive 11.1% gain, a testament to its resilience and growing appeal. So, what was the fuel for this rocket ship? It was a potent cocktail of institutional FOMO, fear of missing out, and a flight to safety. We saw a significant increase in institutional accumulation throughout May. The big money, the pension funds, the endowments, they were all quietly adding to their Bitcoin positions. This wasn't the speculative frenzy of years past. This was a calculated, strategic move by some of the world's most sophisticated investors. They were looking at the global economic landscape, the persistent inflation, the geopolitical uncertainty, and they were seeing Bitcoin as a digital life raft in a sea of turmoil. But it wasn't just Bitcoin stealing the spotlight. May 2025 was also the month that Ethereum reminded everyone why it's the undisputed queen of smart contracts. We saw a significant rotation of capital from Bitcoin into Ethereum, a trend we had been forecasting on this channel for weeks. The ETH BTC ratio, a key indicator of Ethereum's strength relative to Bitcoin, saw a massive 27% retracement, moving from 0.019 to 0.024. This was a clear signal that investors were looking for the next big growth story, and they found it in Ethereum's burgeoning ecosystem. The DeFi, decentralized finance, and NFT, non-fungible token markets, which are predominantly built on Ethereum, were on fire in May. The total value locked, TVL, in Ethereum's DeFi protocols surged by 17% to a staggering $62 billion. This wasn't just speculative money. This was real utility and real innovation happening on the Ethereum network. We saw a new wave of decentralized applications, from lending and borrowing platforms to NFT marketplaces, that were attracting millions of users and billions of dollars in capital. And let's not forget the rest of the altcoin market. While Ethereum was the star of the show, other Layer 1 blockchains also had a strong showing in May. Solana, with its high-speed and low-cost transactions, saw its TVL grow by 12% to $8.8 billion. We also saw impressive gains from other projects like Cardano and XRP, which were up 12% year-to-date, outperforming many other large-cap altcoins. This was a clear indication that the market was maturing, and investors were starting to recognize the unique value propositions of different blockchain platforms. The total cryptocurrency market capitalization tells a powerful story. On May 21st, the total market cap hit a new high of $3.44 trillion, and by the end of the second quarter, it had surpassed $3.5 trillion. This was a significant recovery from the lows of $2.42 trillion we saw in early April. This influx of capital was a clear vote of confidence in the long-term potential of the crypto asset class. It was a signal that crypto was no longer a niche market for tech enthusiasts. It was a global phenomenon that was here to stay. Now, let's talk about the macro environment, because you can't understand the crypto market without understanding the world around it. The Federal Reserve was a major player in May, as it always is. On May 7th, the Fed announced that it was holding interest rates steady at 4.25% to 4.5%. This was largely expected, But it was the Fed's commentary on inflation that really got the market's attention. Core PCE, the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, was still running hot at 2.5%, well above the 2% target. The Fed's own minutes, released on May 28th, revealed that they were concerned about rising inflation and the potential for a slowdown in the job market. This created a sense of uncertainty in the traditional markets, which in turn drove more investors to seek refuge in assets like Bitcoin. The global economic picture was also looking increasingly fragile in May. On May 16th, the United Nations issued a stark warning about the precarious state of the global economy. They pointed to heightened trade tensions, rising geopolitical risks, and a deteriorating global employment outlook. We also had the Australian federal election in May, which added another layer of uncertainty to the mix. In this environment of fear and uncertainty, Bitcoin's narrative as a non-sovereign, censorship-resistant store of value resonated more strongly than ever. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the investment scenario. If you had been following our advice on this channel and invested $100 in Bitcoin at the beginning of May, when the price was hovering around $100,000, you would have seen a handsome return. By the time Bitcoin hit its all-time high of $111,784 on May 25th, your $100 investment would have grown to approximately $111.78, an 11.8% gain in just a few weeks. And if you had followed our call on the ETH/BTC rotation, your returns would have been even more impressive. As we saw, Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin by a significant margin in May, so a $100 investment in Ethereum would have yielded an even greater return. Of course, hindsight is always 20/20, but the key takeaway here is that the opportunities were there for those who were paying attention. The signals were there, the trends were there, and the analysis we provided on this channel was there to guide you. Our projections for May were not just lucky guesses. They were based on a deep understanding of the market, a rigorous analysis of the technicals and fundamentals, and a keen awareness of the global macro environment. So, what were the key takeaways from May 2025? First, institutional adoption is no longer a question of if, but when and how much. The big money is here, and it's here to stay. Second, the altcoin market is not just a sideshow. It's a vibrant and innovative ecosystem with real-world use cases. Third, the macro environment matters. The crypto market does not exist in a vacuum. It is deeply intertwined with the global economy and the decisions of central banks. And finally, the importance of a sound investment strategy cannot be overstated. In a market as volatile and fast-moving as crypto, you need a clear plan, a disciplined approach, and a trusted source of information and analysis. As we move forward into the second half of 2025, the lessons of May will be more important than ever. The market will continue to be volatile, the headlines will continue to be sensational, and the opportunities will continue to be immense. But with the right knowledge, the right tools, and the right mindset, you can navigate this exciting new frontier with confidence and success. And that's what we're here for, to provide you with the insights and analysis you need to make informed decisions and achieve your financial goals. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into what was May 2025. I hope you found it as insightful and informative as I did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode, where we'll be dissecting the month of June. And as always, I want to hear from you. What are your biggest takeaways from May? What are your predictions for the rest of the year? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay ahead of the curve. This is Boni's Life, signing off.